Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that for sale sign and really dig into the complex, fascinating world of the real estate business.
You see them everywhere, right? On lawns, in windows, plastered on commercial buildings. But have you ever stopped to think about what it actually takes to get a property from listed to sold? It's a whole journey, and it involves a whole team of professionals, each playing a super specific, super crucial role. All right, let's dive in.
So, where does it all begin? Well, the entire process really starts and ends with one central hub, the real estate brokerage. You can think of it as the operational heart of the whole business.
Yeah, a brokerage is pretty much the command center. It's the licensed business that agents work for, and it's ultimately on the hook for making sure every single transaction is handled the right way, legally, ethically, correctly, from that first handshake all the way to the final signature.
Okay, so real estate isn't just a one-size-fits-all kind of industry. Not at all. It's a lot like medicine or law, where professionals often specialize in very specific areas so they can become the absolute go-to experts in their field. So here are the 5 big ones. First, you've got residential. That's what most of us think of, right? Houses, condos, that kind of thing. Then there's commercial, which is all about income-generating properties. Think office buildings, shopping centers. Industrial focuses on warehouses and factories. Agricultural, well, as the name suggests, it's all about farms and ranches. And believe it or not, some agents even specialize in selling entire businesses. Wild, huh?
Now, besides the agents who are out there making the deals happen, there are 2 other roles that are just absolutely essential for managing and valuing properties.
So on one hand, you've got the property manager. Their whole world is the day-to-day stuff. Handling maintenance, collecting rent, making sure tenants are happy. Then, on the other hand, you have the appraiser. Their job is totally different. They're like an impartial judge, just weighing the facts and the market data to figure out a property's official value, usually for legal or financial reasons. Let me tell you, a good property manager is an owner's best friend. Seriously, they handle all the daily headaches, from finding and screening tenants to chasing down rent and fixing leaking faucets. At the end of the day, their main goal is simple: make the owner the most money possible from that investment. And, it gets even more complicated when you're talking about places with shared ownership and amenities, like a condo building with a pool and a homeowners association. The complexity level just shoots way up. That's exactly why there's a specialized license, a community association manager or CAM license, because you need someone who knows how to navigate all the unique rules and finances of those communities. Right, this is the big one, the million-dollar question for literally everyone involved, the buyer, the seller, and especially the bank. And finding a solid answer isn't as simple as just pulling a number out of thin air. No way. There are very specific, methodical ways to figure this out. So, to get to the bottom of that question, we've really got to look at the 3 main tools used to estimate a property's value. Now, they might sound kind of similar, but trust me, they serve totally different purposes and carry very different levels of authority. Okay, first up is the appraisal. This is the big one, the most formal, most rigorous type of valuation. It has to be done by a state-licensed appraiser who follows this super strict set of rules called USPAP. That's the Uniform Standards of Professional Appraisal Practice. And here's the kicker. Lenders almost always require an official appraisal before they'll even think about approving a mortgage. And this is great because it really lays out the whole hierarchy. You've got the appraisal at the top. That's the official bank-required valuation. Then there's the CMA, or Comparative Market Analysis. That's a tool an agent puts together for a seller to help them land on a smart listing price. And finally, there's the BPO, or Broker Price Opinion. Think of that as a less formal estimate, something lenders might use for things that aren't a primary mortgage, like a home equity line. All right, so once everyone agrees on a price, most buyers need to get a loan. And that kicks off a whole separate, very formal process with a mortgage lender. The whole loan journey starts with the application, of course. But the really critical stage is underwriting. This is where the lender's underwriter goes through everything with a fine-tooth comb. They're looking at the buyer's income, their assets, their credit history, and they're also looking at that official property appraisal. They have to make absolutely sure the loan isn't too risky before they give that final green light. Okay, finally, let's talk about the professionals themselves and the system that pretty much holds this entire market together. It's so important to understand the different terms you'll hear and how all these people actually work with each other. And this is a really, really important distinction. Get this. All realtors are real estate licensees, but not all licensees are realtors. So what's the difference? Well, being a realtor, with that capital R and the registered trademark, is a voluntary thing.
It means you've joined the National Association of Realtors and you've promised to follow a strict code of ethics that actually goes above and beyond what the law even asks for.
And this quote just nails it. It's the heart of that whole pledge. The Realtor Code of Ethics is literally founded on the Golden Rule. It's a formal promise to treat every single person involved in a deal with honesty and fairness. Simple as that.
So you might be wondering, how do all these different agents from all these different companies actually work together? Well, the answer is the Multiple Listing Service, or the MLS. The best way to think about it is like a private, cooperative database just for real estate pros. It is without a doubt the engine that powers the entire market.
See, by agreeing to put their listings on the MLS, all the local brokers create this incredibly powerful and efficient marketplace. A seller's agent can, with the click of a button, show a property to thousands of other agents working with buyers. And a buyer's agent can search pretty much every single available property in an area for their client. It's that spirit of cooperation that really makes the market work for everybody.
So yeah, that simple for sale sign, it's really just the tip of the iceberg. Behind it, there's this whole complex ecosystem of specialized pros, strict valuation methods, financial gatekeepers, and ethical codes, and they're all working together to get that deal across the finish line.
So whether you're thinking about buying your very first home or maybe selling a huge commercial building, understanding who all these players are is step one. Knowing who does what is what empowers you to build the perfect team for your own deal. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.